All right, stock market analysis and projections on the S&P 500. Important information. Please do read this slide, and it tells you about our approach to the market and what that means for you when you use our information. This is the askSlim.com level 4 chart grid that I'm going to share with you right now. And yes, this looks pretty messy when you look at that. We're looking at the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the Russell. What I'm going to share with you on here is the S&P 500. And when I blow these up, you're going to see that it is quite clear. So this is our normal analysis right over here. And I'm going to share with you this analysis. And then we will look at some other things that I think are very significant tools for the use of this analysis. Remember that we are cycle analysts here at askSlim.com. On the bottom of the cycle brackets, they are a drawing tool which shows you the harmonics in the market. In other words, the phases when the market is, when money is flowing into the market is early on in these phases, and when money is flowing out of the market is later. We call this the rising phase right in here and the declining phase right in here. And then there's a bottoming phase or a peaking phase. Right now, you can see where we are is clearly still in the rising phase. What happened was that this was so strong over here that you could barely get a decline in this minor cycle, and it continued to the upside. Now, note that you have these beautiful cycle rhythms right in here that give you important information, and that sets up a period here of risk, as you see in all of these yellow zones over here, and that comes out into this August through potentially out into early October period, where there's the biggest risk of decline. Still, we are rising, and everything we're looking at is quite strong. You had this, the reversal scout turn up right over here back in April, and it has been rising and telling us about internal strength on the intermediate chart ever since, and it continues to rise. Now, it has risen up to a key level right now. First, we need to state that this was our target zone right over here, and you could see it moved easily through that. That target zone was given at the beginning of the year. This blue area here is where the fib extensions are, which gave us the higher targets, and the major 78.6% right over there, which is really the outside of where we thought the market could potentially rise. Now that gave us an upside target of 4,500 to 4,530, and it has now gotten up into that right now. This is a very key area for the stock market. Were it able to get through that, it would likely get up into this fib extension zone that comes off of the daily chart. I'll show you that in one moment. This is 45.92 to about 46.70 right over there. So this is a much higher area than we are right over there now, because of the time frame in here, where it is likely that the market will continue to rise into somewhere around mid-August. There's a pretty good probability the market is able to get through this level at the major 78.6% up to this area near 4,600. So we're looking for that right now as what is the most likely. With everything we're looking at still quite positive, we can't look for a top right now. Our analysis on implied volatilities on the VIX shows that the likely bottom in implied volatilities comes sometime around mid-August. That's why we're projecting. Now, the reason I have this projection still at around 45.30 for the lower projection is because there could be a pullback in here, and that's based on the Russell, and I'll show you that in a little bit. So this is the look at the S&P 500, and you can see here on the weekly chart still looking positive at a tough spot with a potential to head up towards that 4,600 area by mid-August. Now when I switch over and I can click an upward arrow to move over to the daily chart right over here, and what I want you to see in here is the option bias indicator, which is on the bottom. And that is telling us, look where it turned green right over here. So this is back in April, and it said that through this period right over here, all of your option of trades in the indexes or the S&P 500 should be biased to the long side. Absolutely an amazing indicator. Now, see this little green, dark green or light green down over here? that is a little warning that it is getting to be overbought. So that's just a little warning there. You could see here where the bottom warnings were coming and how it made its lows right over there. So that was really good. Now, again, this is that tough area right over there where we have the it peaking right around this area of that major bear market retracement level, 4530-ish, and then over here at this extension level, which comes out just under 4600. And here is that corrective area. Now, the 18-day Russell cycle is pointing to the market pulling down a little bit right in here. And I think if it did that, it would be a buying opportunity for the short term and then getting that move right over here before it begins to get into the August time frame that causes problems. Now, again, this period over here is another rising phase, and that could be ultimately where the peak comes out into that mid or late August period. So it's kind of maybe a little pullback and then another move up, probably through the resistances, another pullback, another move up. And you could see this points to a much more choppier period ahead than we are in right now. So again, the option bias indicator giving you a very strong indication. Here you have the daily chart, and the daily chart giving you this also back here the end of March, beginning of April, where this slim ribbon turned positive. It went neutral for a couple days right in here and then turned positive again. On the bottom, the slim ribbon PO. This is unbelievable indicator, and you need to have Thinkorswim for level 4 to be able to use this indicator. So I really encourage you to open an account there and become a level 4 member. These are momentum resumption signals, and you could see the value in there of how good they are. You almost got one here, but the market was too strong to get down and give it to us right there. So this has been incredibly strong. Where you see that. So here you've got to see you got a downward resumption signal in March. The market fell after that, but then it turned neutral and then began to turn positive. Right now, still positive, and you can see this is all part of our sum of the evidence analysis. And here you could see the askSlim market condition indicator. And it has been, and this is on a 2-hour chart that you look at this, it has been super positive this whole time, up near the 100 level. This goes from plus 100 to minus 100, and you can learn about that by going to the askSlim.com website about how to use this, but it's been just absolutely exceptionally strong. 2-hour chart, 2-hour slim ribbon, gives you these great signals and still upward momentum, as you can see right in here. This is all part of the analysis that we give when we share our charts with our level 4 members. And as I said, this is the whole grid you can see right over there with all 4 charts for all 3 of the indexes, NASDAQ, S&P 500, and the Russell. So that is using the level 4 charts, and you can see it's been in very, very bullish condition and is still pointing, other than some minor pullbacks, to continuing to move to the upside. Now, what I want to do is go to the market condition indicator. So this is included with our level 4 membership, and you can see in here the conditions. Now I'm looking at the intermediate. There's several ways you can look at this. You can look at the trader mode that we're in right now. You can look in the time frame mode, and of course 115 different symbols that are in here, and you would be able to look at all those symbols on there and be able to even look up individual ones. So what I want to do is go back to the trader mode right over here. I'm going to choose the intermediate right there, and I want you to see the intermediate readings here as I look at the readings here on the 4 indexes right here that it has. S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell. The reason that this is not bullish and not very bullish is because the monthly reading here in the slim ribbon is not very strong. In fact, it's negatives in the Russell, so that's not very good. But you can see on the intermediate term, it is still quite bullish. When I switch this over to the short term, everything is very bullish, and you can see the dates on there when it changes. And there's a change log in here when any of these change based on the time frame. If you are a near-term trader that is a very short-term swing trader, you can see in here that the Russell is the one that's going to neutral, as the 15-minute indicator has now turned negative. And if you were a short-term intraday trader right there, well, that information is there, and it shows you, well, it's still been very bullish, but the conditions here for the intraday trader is neutral on the IWM. And this is right now here at midday on Friday the 14th. So you can, just see how you can toggle in there. It's fantastic information, and just want you to see that the sum of the evidence has been very powerful. This is the trade setup conditions in here, and you can toggle in there, and you can see which ones are very bearish or bearish as I use that and toggle to the downside. So this is just an unbelievable application and included in our level 4 membership. So I wanted to show you the market conditions. Now let's just move over to chart streams, because I want you to see all of these live at work. This is our chart streams, and this is all live. S&P 500 is where I want to go, and then we'll look at the Russell, because I want you to see something in there. So here's all our analysis. I'm going to turn this on and click it live, and this is now running live, as you can see, with our momentum here on the weekly. That's what we show on there, but this is the daily with our analysis. This is the 2-hour with our analysis and support and resistance, and this is the 15-minute right in here. So the conditions, as I described to you on those other charts, still show you that here you could see all of these things are bullish. So if you had this thing running live, you'd have all of our indicators anyway for the indexes, as you can see right in there. So here the S&P 500 15-minute had a pullback, but still, as you can see, looking bullish, and you can see the signal right over here of the upward momentum resumption right there. So just unbelievable information. Now keep your eye on this 15-minute right over here, because when I switch over to the Russell, you'll be able to really see a difference. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go over to the Russell, because I want you to see the overbought signal that we had in here, and I'm going to turn this live. And again, you can see in here, well, the Russell turned down on the 15 minutes, and that one has turned negative. You can see that this is red right over here, and that's telling you, well, if you wanted to be in a paired trade, well, you'd be buying the S&P 500 and shorting the Russell intraday. Here you could see still strength right in here, and a lot of strength right there. But this is what I want you to see. See these two little orange dots right over there? That is telling you the option condition indicator has turned into an extreme overbought condition, and that is causing these declines right over here, and maybe an indication that the stock market is about to have that little pullback that we're talking about right there. So extreme conditions right over here in the Russell, and that is telling you that it is likely to be pulling back for just a little bit, and probably influencing the stock market to be stalling in here, at least at some key levels. So that is a look at askSlim chart streams. You can see all of the great things that are in here. These are all live with our analysis on there, so just important. And for intraday traders, that's the SIR intraday. That's the 15-minute charts that you can trade off of absolutely live. All of that, of course, included with level 4. That is the update in the analysis for the S&P 500 and the indexes. I wanted to take that deep look in there so you could see, using the level 4 chart grids, the value of it, and the other indicators, and the importance of being a level 4 member here at askSlim. Unbelievable support that we give you. You get everything that you see here on this chart. I'm not going to read it all to you. I did earlier in the show, but you can get a 35% discount for level 4. Just click the Learn More button up at the top at askSlim.com, and you will be able to see what is included in this amazing top tier level at askSlim.com.